guys, this is Wenzes. Welcome back to my channel where we talk about personal development for INFJs and how to create an epic life on your terms. Today we're talking about the 6 steps to a productive morning routine for INFJs. We all know we as INFJs need something different. Most of the things that motivate the majority of the population don't motivate us. And we as INFJs are seeking meaning in life. We want to feel fulfilled, we want to feel alive, we want to feel that intense feeling every single day. And that's what the productive morning routine for INFJs is all about. Getting into a state of mind which helps you to create that INFJ epic life over and over again, so you get to reach new levels of abundance and enjoy life from day one. Before we get started, I want to remind you, if you want my personal help with this process, then work with me privately or join the INFJ Epic Life Bootcamp. We have a waiting list currently. All the information you find below. Step 1 actually starts the night before. Go to bed early. We as INFJs need to be in the flow. Every single time you have to do something that is out of alignment of how you want to feel, which is out of alignment to what your body is actually telling you, every single time you do that, you lose energy, and that makes you less and less productive moving forward. So we don't want to wake up in the morning with an alarm clock. We don't want to be at a point where we drag our body out of bed. So in order to be well rested in the morning and get up when our body feels like it is time, we have to shift our bedtime. That is the easiest way to go. No matter what you're experiencing right now when it comes to your sleep, we talk about this in the bootcamp all the time. It's part of the 5 pillars. Physical energy management, one of the main aspects there is sleep. And so I know how many INFJs suffer from insomnia, they have problems going to bed, they have problems getting up in the morning feeling energized. And the first step is always to go to bed earlier. That is something you can teach your mind, that's something you need to consistently work on, but it makes a huge difference. If you're able to increase your sleeping time, no matter what kind of problems you have at night, for 30 minutes, you're going to feel this in the morning. And once you start this process, you recognize that it will be that much easier to get up before your alarm goes off, feeling rested and ready to take on the day. Step number 2, make your bed. See, this isn't about having a neat looking bed. And it's also not about that other people aren't going to see it. It's my bedroom, I'll have the door closed, who cares? There are 2 main aspects here which are incredibly important for INFJs to get into a productive mindset. Number 1, making your bed is something you do solely for yourself. Yes, you might have a partner who also sees the bed, but in general, it's about you. Nobody's going to see your bed besides you. And let's say your partner. That's it. No friends, nobody from work, nobody whose opinion you might care about besides yourself. So by doing your bed, you teach your mind that your opinion matters the most, that you do things so you like this. This is a process. This is something that has so much more to do with how we set our mind up for the day than it is about the bed. Making the bed is just a vehicle to do that. So you teach your mind, first off, to care about things that are only important to you, which is the basis of everything we have to do. In order to create a productive life on our terms, that INFJ epic life that we always talk about, it's about getting into a mindset where your opinion matters most and where satisfying you and doing things that bring you pleasure, like looking at a made bed, aesthetically pleasing, that is what we're aiming for. We want to get to that mindset, and starting our day off with something like this already wires our mind to be looking for even more things to do that evoke that kind of emotion in us. The other thing is that with that first step, we teach our mind to not only be productive, but to get excited about productivity. When we make that bed, we trigger something in our mind which gets us excited about doing it again the next day. We get rewarded for doing something productive, which is we see that our room is cleaned up. It creates peace for ourselves, which is everything that we need, right? We want to silence our mind from all that clutter, from all that noise. So we start our day off with something that triggers that thought process right from the beginning. We do something for ourselves only, and at the same time, we teach our mind to want to be productive because it makes us feel good. The next step is to start your day off healthy from a nutrition standpoint. So I'm not here to tell you these are the right vitamins to take, drink that protein shake, whatever you decide to do that is is better than what you're currently doing is already helping you to move in the right direction. What we feed our body has a huge impact on what kind of energy we have throughout the day. And when you start your morning off with taking your vitamins, making sure that you hydrate yourself, getting into that physical state of I want to feel alive, I want to feel energized, I want to feel full of energy, you're already helping yourself move forward in life. Remember, we as INFJs are cerebral beings. Most of us have a hard time in the morning. It isn't something that comes natural to us. We're not sensors. We're intuitives. We live in our mind. So we need to do whatever we can to jumpstart that process of being grounded, of feeling alive, of feeling energized. And starting our day with taking something in that's healthy for us helps that process in an amazing way. Step number 4, meditate and visualize. So there are, of course, many different kinds of meditation. I always recommend starting off with guided meditation. Guided meditation is the easiest way because sitting there and not thinking about anything or allowing yourself to meditate without having any stimulus from the outside can be extremely difficult. It takes a lot of practice, and a lot of us will lose motivation if we start off this way. But if you tell yourself, all I have to do is 5 minutes of guided meditation, you'll be able to create a habit which you'll be able to sustain consistently, and that'll help you to move forward. So let's talk about why meditation is so beneficial, particularly for us INFJs. Meditation helps you to quiet all those voices going on in our mind. Therefore, we get to focus on our vision. Remember, we INFJs are people full of vision. We have this thought all the time of where we want to be, how we want to experience life. But the problem is that we have so much outside voice. So if you're able to quiet down these voices going on in your mind that are full of worry, that are full of anxiety, that are full of what you have to do, your vision becomes even more prominent. This is our secret ingredient. This is our superpower. So by utilizing something like meditation in the morning, we get to expand our superpower that much more. And since we're talking about vision, I encourage you to use that time of guided meditation as a way to envision where you want to go. So there are a lot of meditations that are all about how do I envision my dream life. So we call it the INFJ Epic life. What am I going to do? How is it going to feel like? And you'll find those meditations all over YouTube. These are free meditations, but I'm not here to tell you that's the right kind of meditation because it has to speak to you. The voice has to be something that you can connect with. The pace of the meditation, how fast it's going, if it talks about things that really energize you. In this particular aspect of our morning routine, it's about 2 things. Silencing the outside voices, being in control of where our thoughts are going, and envisioning where we want to go. So this isn't necessarily about I'm going to live in that White House at the beach in California. This is about experiencing how it's going to feel like once you're living that. And we as INFJs have a hard time distinguishing between reality and our thoughts. So in this particular case, we can use this to our advantage. We can manipulate our mind to such an extent that we believe we're already living it. We're already living our INFJ Epic life. We get to experience everything today. And you get so addicted to this feeling that even once you're finished with the meditation, you take that positive emotion with you throughout the day. And once you do that, you automatically take steps which make that vision reality because it all becomes one flow that you do on autopilot. So you're automatically looking for that job that is close to the beach. You automatically are looking at friends which bring you peace, which allow you to live that kind of lifestyle you imagine. This can only happen if we envision it. So use that meditation time. It doesn't have to be long. It's about the consistency that sets you up for the entire day. Step number 5, write your gratitude journal. I also call it what I'm proud of list. So there's a difference between what I'm grateful for and what I'm proud of, because we tend to be grateful for things that we are not necessarily 100% responsible for. As in, I'm grateful I have a roof over my head. Yes, to some extent, of course, this is under your control, but this isn't something that you manifested in the last week. Both of those aspects are important. On the one hand, you have to be aware of what you already have, what you can be grateful for. Again, this isn't just about being okay with your current situation. This isn't just some habit that people say you should do so you're doing the right thing. Being grateful helps you to recognize what is already in your life so you can create more of that. I always say if you have 95% of your day that you don't like, you have to focus on the 5% that you do like. Maybe it's that great coffee you have in the morning with a friend. Maybe it's reading your newspapers. Maybe it's your morning walk. Whatever it is, we want to increase that emotion, because if you focus on those 95% which aren't good, you're continuously going to look for things which resemble that on autopilot. We want to be productive, not busy. So we want to make it as easy for us as possible. So we need to focus on the things that are already going great so our mind can subconsciously throughout the day look for things that will increase that. So this is what gratitude is all about. The what I'm proud of list, on the other hand, helps you to become aware of what you have already taken control of. So many things in our life seem like they're outside of our control. I can't find a partner. I can't find that job I love. I can't live in the apartment I want. Those are things that continuously go throughout our mind. And so many INFJs fall into that trap because we're so focused. We're not so much about action. This is where our default state lays. So if we're always focused on what's going on in our mind and we're not aware of what we have control over in the real world, it will make it that much harder to take the next step, to take control. And we're not even aware of that. In contrast, if you're aware of what you have already achieved and you made that happen, it could be something small like I went to bed half an hour earlier last night, and it doesn't matter that you always go to bed at 2 o'clock and now it's 1:30 and it still isn't enough to feel energized in the morning. You are focusing on the fact that you were able to make that shift happen. So it doesn't matter if you're able to pull up your sleeping time for 30 minutes or 3 hours. It's not about if you've been able to lose those 5 pounds that you're looking for or those 50 pounds. It doesn't matter if it's about writing that one application or those 10 applications. The point is that you become aware that you have the power. Because if we INFJs want to create our INFJ Epic life, we have to focus on our mindset. And our mindset has to get to a point where we honestly and deeply believe that we're in control of our life. Similar to the gratitude list, this happens from a point of what I have already achieved opens up my mind to what I can also achieve in the future, which is bigger, better, and faster. And every single time I write my gratitude list and my what I am proud of list, it fills me up with endorphins. I get excited about that. And because I get excited about that, I'm subconsciously looking for things that I could write into my gratitude list or what I'm proud of list the next day. So therefore, I focus on the things I want to have more of in my life. If you want to remove all those worries and those fears, the best way to do that is to actively think about what we want. And that's where we get to step number 6. Write down your goals. We need to have goals defined. And you might say, well, step number 5 with the gratitude list and step number 6 with the goals, I wouldn't know what to write. Take your time with this. This doesn't have to be perfect on day 1. But I guarantee you, if you sit down and you try to write something down, by the 3rd day, you will know more than you would have known by day 1. And when 1 week has passed, you will get more and more excited about this process. So when we're talking about goals, it's not just about what you want to achieve that day, it's about what you want to achieve in a longer period of time. So write down your long-term goals and your short-term goals. And that will mean that every single day you write down the same long-term goals. And that's okay. We want to imprint it into our mind. Remember, when you're writing this, we're talking about a couple of minutes a day. And these couple of minutes will be enough to anchor something in that will be like a North Star towards where you want to go. This is incredibly important for us INFJs because when we go through the day, we are bombarded with so many people's emotions, with so many of their problems, with whatever they're going through, and we tend to absorb that. The more you have something to focus on, the less you're going to absorb negative energy that doesn't belong to you. It will keep you on course, it will keep you excited, and therefore you'll be able to move forward and create that INFJ Epic life on your terms because you have defined it. And if you don't know what you want or how it should look like, trust me, take your time with this. Do it a couple of times and you will become more and more aware. We need to practice that muscle of deciding what we want. And so now we get to that extra tip. So once you've done all of this, I encourage every single one of you to take some time and do something for your physical body. It helps you to get up, it helps you to pump some endorphins into your body and to feel way more awake and ready to take on that day. So stretch for 10 minutes, work out for 10 minutes. It doesn't matter how short it is. You will want to do more once you start that process. What we want is just that we include this into our day. This is much better than working out for 2 hours on 2 times in a week and then afterwards you hate it so much you never do it again. We want consistency and we want this to help us stay in the flow. We don't want this to take out our energy. We want it to increase our energy and to help us to move forward into our productive day and into our INFJ Epic life. So let me know in the comments below what kind of habits you're using, what of those habits are helping you as an INFJ in particular, and maybe if you want to see some more on INFJ evening routines. Remember, if you want my help with this process, then work with me privately or join the INFJ Epic Life Bootcamp. We have a waiting list currently. And if you want to watch another video now that is in alignment with today's topic, then watch the video on the habits that will kickstart a successful 2021 for INFJs. Like always, guys, I wish you a wonderful day, a great week, and I talk to you next time.